Okay, so before we begin today's class, I want you to grab a couple props if you have them. We're going to use 2 blocks, a strap, and then a yoga wheel. We're going to begin with a 3-part breath. So bring one foot into your pelvis and the opposite foot into that ankle. Place your hands up or down on top of your knees. Lift your shoulders to your ears, and then rotate them behind you. Close your eyes. First, breathing into the belly, and then exhaling fully. Expanding into the ribs, and pressing all the air out on that exhale. Breathing into the collarbone, and exhaling fully. We'll put the 3 together, inhaling into the belly, chest, collarbones, holding it, and then exhaling fully. We'll do that 3 more times. Belly, chest, collarbones, hold it. Exhale fully. Belly, chest, collarbones, hold it. Exhale. Last time, belly, chest, collarbones, hold it. And then exhale fully. I want you to keep this deep breathing pattern throughout the practice. The beginning of this practice is actually going to be more restorative. So we're going to grab both of our blocks. There's 3 different levels on these blocks: the lowest level, mid-level, and the highest level. We're going to make a T. The middle level of the block is going to be at the mid-level, and the cross, the T part, is going to be at the lowest. We're going to place that middle level to where the top of that block is at the top of your shoulders, down the midline of your back. And then the other block is going to be at your head. You're going to place your palms up, and then you can either bring your legs into a bound position or extend them out in front of you, whatever works for you. I'm going to keep mine bound. We'll be here for about a minute. And you can release the blocks. Place one to the side, and we'll still use the opposite. You're going to place your heels to where your fingertips are lightly grazing them, hip distance apart. And then you're going to use either 3 of those lengths I described to a supported bridge position. I'm going to use the highest length here. You're just going to place it a little bit above your tailbone. Your palms are going to face down. And we'll be here for about a minute again. You can remove that block and place it to the side, and then come up to a seated position. We're going to use the yoga wheel. I'm going to show you how this will work. I want you to grab your strap as well. You're going to place the wheel along your midline at the base of your spine. You're going to stop in the space of the wheel. And if you do not have the mobility to go all the way back, you can move the wheel a little bit further up. If you do, you're just going to straighten your arms out, thumbs down, and relax your neck onto the wheel. Release. We'll remove the strap, place it off to the side. You're going to roll the wheel up slightly to where it's right underneath your shoulders. And then you're going to grab the outer edge of the wheel with both hands. Your elbows are going to come together. And then you can walk your feet up slightly to find your edge. You're just going to find this position for about 10 breaths. You can release. We'll place the wheel off to the side. And then we'll come into a puppy dog position. You're going to place your mat or your hands about mat distance apart, a little bit further out than your shoulders. And then you're going to bring your chest and your chin to touch the mat. Your hips are going to go over your knees. and push forward, coming onto your stomach. Now place your left arm out to the side. Wrist and shoulder are going to be parallel. And then you're going to rotate your right foot, pressing into your right hand. Finding a shoulder stretch here. Exhale, place your arm about 45 degrees. And then rotate over. We'll come over, wrist and shoulder, one long line, pressing into the left hand, rotating the foot over the right leg. And then extend that arm about 45 degrees and rotate over once more. We'll come into a tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to do a modified classical sun salutation. We're going to incorporate a spinal wave. You're going to press your hips back with your knees bent, coming into a downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet here, lengthening through the hamstrings. And then coming to a stillness here in downward dog. You're going to tuck the chin and tailbone, rounding the back like in cat pose. Here comes upward facing dog. You want to keep your belly low, gazing upward, as in cow pose. Keeping the knees bent, you're going to press through downward dog. We'll do that twice more. Rounding, upward facing dog. Knees bent, press back. Belly low. Downward dog. Round the back. Upward facing dog. Bend the knees, belly low. Downward dog. Step your right foot forward. Parallel the outer edge of the foot towards the back of the mat. Up, coming into a warrior two. You're going to interlace the hands behind, pressing your chest forward, dropping where your shoulders are parallel to the knee, letting your head rest, and then bringing your hands as close to the head as possible for humble warrior. Inhale, lift, point your fingers, slide them down your leg, coming into a reverse warrior. Hands interlaced. We'll do that one more time. Humble warrior. Reverse your warrior. Opening the heart. We'll come back into warrior two. Leg, reach forward, coming into a triangle pose. Wrists and shoulders are in one long line, hips are stacked. You're going to slide the hand down the back of the leg, lifting your right hand overhead, and hold. Come back into triangle. Reversing the triangle once more. And then bringing your hands to your hips, you're going to turn the toes inward, interlacing the hands behind you. You're going to drop your chest forward, bringing the crown of the head to the mat. You'll bring your hands as close to your head as you can. Drop your hands to your low back, and then place them underneath your shoulders. Hands will come towards hips, lifting, rotating your left foot towards the back of the mat, coming into position. Interlace your hands behind you, dropping your chest, humble warrior. Inhale, lift, point the hands down the back of your right leg, reverse. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, lift, reverse. Come back into a warrior two, straightening that front leg, reaching forward. Try. Lifting that arm up, we'll slide the hand back of the leg, reverse your triangle. Exhale, drop it low for triangle. Inhale, lift, reverse. We'll come back, bringing your toes towards the outer edges of the mat, dropping your hands onto your knees and sitting low. You'll lift your chest forward, gazing up for goddess. Drop your right shoulder, gazing upward. Exhale, back through center. Drop your left shoulder, gazing upward. And then back through center. You can lift up, pointing the toes in, walking it together. I'll meet you at the top of the mat. You're going to lift your right knee parallel to your hip. You're going to bring your heel as close to your glute as possible and slowly, controlled, you're going to step back into a lunge position. You want to keep your pelvis tilted forward. And then you're going to drop that back knee, flatten the foot. You're going to press your hips forward. Lifting your arms overhead, you're going to interlace them, pointing your fingers up. And then you're going to place your triceps as far behind your ears as possible. You're going to tuck that back foot and then lift up for lunge, keeping that back bent. Exhale, place your hands on hips, Stepping up to mountain. You're going to bring your left knee parallel to your hip and then bend your heel as close to your glute as possible. Keeping that tailbone tucked, you're going to step back. Position. You're going to drop the knee, flatten the foot, and then press the hips forward. Lifting your arms overhead, you're going to interlace your hands, placing your triceps as far behind your ears as you can, then gazing up. Bend the foot and lift the knee, coming into a lunge. Reaching back, heart open. We'll come back through center, hands on hips, stepping up. Inhale, arms lift. Interlace the hands, pressing the hips forward. You're going to find a back bend here. Coming back through center, we'll find a forward fold. Step back into a plank position, dropping all the way to the ground. Feet are flat on the mat, and then lift up for Cobra. We're now going to move into King Cobra if that's in your practice. The goal here is to try and bring your toes to the crown of your head. So go ahead and bend the knees, pointing the toes. Exhale, release. We'll sit back into a child's pose, knees wide, toes touch. We're going to go into puppy, this time with an option to go a little bit deeper. Hands will be at the corners of the mat. Chin, chest will fall low. If you want to go deeper, you can extend the legs. Drop the knees. We're going to sweep our legs around, coming into a seated position. We're going to place our left heel into our right glute and then stack our right knee on top of left. We're going to go into cow face. If you're like me and don't have shoulder mobility, you're going to grab a strap, lift your left arm up to the sky, pointing your thumb down towards the midline of your back, and then wrapping your right arm around to grab the strap. Once you find your edge here, you're going to lean forward, opening the chest. Exhale, release. Side, right heel goes into left glute, left knee stacks on top. Right arm lifts. If you need the strap, you're going to grab that with your right hand, pointing that thumb down towards the midline of your back, bending the elbow, wrapping the left arm to grab the strap. Or your hand, leaning forward, opening the heart. Exhale, release. We're going to place the blocks into the T that we had at the beginning of the practice. That middle block is going to be at the mid-level, and the T of the head is going to be at the lowest level. You're going to place it along the midline of your back towards the top of your shoulders. Resting your head, you can keep your feet touching or extend them out like I'm going to do. Place your palms facing upward, closing your eyes, breathing naturally. Your shoulders and upper back are going to melt over the block. Your forearms and the tops of your hands will rest gently on the mat. Your glutes, hamstrings, and calves will release all tension onto the mat, opening both feet to either side. I'm going to end the practice here, but it's good to stay in Shavasana for 3 to 5 minutes. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.